Grande Parade reported a 12% increase in first half adjusted earnings per share to 15.86 cents. Company has declared an ordinary dividend of 12.5 cents per share and a special dividend of 7.5 cents. Now, Alan Keet, who is CEO of Grande Parade, joins us now for more. Good morning, Alan. A dividend and a special dividend in a time when things seem difficult for a lot of companies and the economy broadly looking a bit gloomy. Your future looking bright.
Thanks, David. Yes, good morning. Look, the reason for a special dividend as opposed to having one dividend of 20 cents is really just so that the market can expect very few fluctuations in our dividend policy going forward. That was really the stripping out of our final excess cash that we had from our Sun deal that was done in December 2011.
So there were special effects there. Now, you do talk about earnings per share and you talk about headline earnings per share, 60 to 70% lower the earnings per share, and then 25% to 35% lower the headline earnings. And then you've got talk of when you've adjusted. Now, what were the things, apart from what you've just mentioned, that give us that picture in the end? Is that the number we must look at, 8 to 18%? Is that the improvement?
That's correct. Yeah, we think at GPI that the adjusted headline earnings per share is a more appropriate number to use in evaluating our results for this interim period. At the same time last year, our comparative figures contained quite a few adjustments in terms of the deal that was done with Sun in December 2011. So we've stripped all that out, and going forward, our continuing operations, we expect the growth that you see now.
Operationally, break it down where you're expecting the growth and how broader economic conditions are going to affect that growth.
David, the growth really, it's going to be twofold, we think. The LPM business is showing very good results thus far, despite some challenges that we've had specifically in Gauteng with the gaming board there not permitting us to roll out more licenses. As you're well aware, the Burger King deal that we've done recently is really in its infancy, and we'd look to that to give us some growth in the not too distant future.
That's an interesting mix. You talk Burger King, you talk gaming. What would you describe the company as? We were talking about Grindrod earlier, for example, as an end-to-end mover of goods. How would you describe the mix of business and how do you sum it up?
Well, we started off as a gaming business. Currently, we very much focus on our gaming business, and we continue to look for opportunities within that space. We see a lot of synergies between our LPM business and Burger King in terms of management of stores and management of brands in itself. And Burger King may well be the first of other ventures into the food division.
Well, and you are exposed obviously to consumers, and certainly the South African fast food sector has been a star player in global terms. We must be one of the best sectors in the world. Gambling, of course, people say in hard times, even in hard times, people do spend money. The consumer, though, is under pressure and that disposable income is reduced. How do you see it affecting those two parts of the business?
Well, I agree with you, and hopefully, well, not hopefully, but we're expecting further pressure on that in the budget speech today. But as far as disposable income is concerned, we think we've got two very good assets or two very good industries that we aligned ourselves with. And to the extent that there will be competition for that disposable income, we think we're quite well placed to compete with other people in the food industry as well as in the gaming industry.
And let's ask it this way, Alan. With a thing like the budget coming up now, it is something that you focus on. What are you looking for in that budget as a chief executive, not necessarily of Grande Parade, but as a chief executive, someone who has to look at the broader economy? What's worrying you at the moment about broader conditions, and what are you looking for from that budget?
Well, unfortunately, the budget generally tends to talk about taxes and how our government's going to collect those taxes. I'm more concerned about the spending angle of the budget and how that money's spent. I think you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that the last year or more, our media has been inundated with talk of corruption and fraud. And I would look for them to spend more money on stopping those wastages as opposed to how they're going to be collecting it.